Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well today. My name is Trisha Koo and I took my first year of college in the Ateneo de Manila University and transferred in my second year to the College of Corpus Christi right here in Vancouver. So today I will be talking to you guys about all the possible situations that might push someone to transfer, as well as the transfer process itself and how it differs from applying directly, and also my personal experiences to give you guys some insight on how everything works. Why even consider transferring? As cliche as it may sound, getting into a college or university is only the beginning. When you get into your freshman year, this is where you encounter many adjustments and discover a lot of things about yourself. Most of your preconceptions would probably change because, so many things can happen in 1 year. And there's nothing wrong with that. We change every day. Here are some examples of possible situations that you may face in the future, whether it be after your freshman year, maybe even after your sophomore year. So first we have reapplying to your dream school, which is pretty self-explanatory. Next is your academic goals changing. Let's say that you suddenly decided you wanted to pursue a very specified program that your current university doesn't offer, or that you're not satisfied with your current university system. Every university has their own way of operating. Some are more traditional, while others are more modern in terms of the opportunities they give their students. And maybe it's just not working out for you. Maybe your parents weren't that supportive at first, and after a year of convincing them, you finally got their support for you studying abroad. There's also the financial reasons that prevent you from pursuing your goals, especially for those who are not citizens or international students. And lastly, there's the mental and emotional preparedness that has changed compared to when you were a fresh graduate from high school. These are just some examples. Your situation doesn't have to be exactly the same as this. For my case, it was actually a mix of these examples. I was planning on staying in Ateneo for 4 years and maybe taking a master's afterwards. But after freshman year, things changed. My academic goals have changed and my emotional preparedness had grown. And initially, I didn't pursue studying abroad because of financial reasons as well, but that also changed after freshman year. In making this big decision of transferring abroad, it was hard to decide whether to stay and pursue my current plan in Ateneo or leave and drop everything that I'd worked hard for and start anew. So in making that difficult decision, I made a pros and cons list. In my pros list, I put that if you transfer abroad, you would have a fresh start. Since your goals may have changed, you can now arrange your plans to cater to these new goals. And by studying abroad, you'll have new resources, new possibilities, and independence. So possibilities like having a springboard for possible career overseas, and also getting a better chance of getting PR, which is permanent residency. If you're studying in Canada and working in Canada, you'll have a better chance of getting PR, and in getting PR, you'll be able to get their citizenship for those who are international students. And as for the cons list, starting again may also be a con. Like I said a while ago, that means you have to drop everything that you've been working hard on and everything that you've been investing your time and effort on, like the classes you took, the orgs you joined in your freshman year, and the money you spent on that tuition. There's a possibility of all of that getting wasted. There's also the possibility of getting delayed if your credits aren't accredited, which I will talk more about later on. There's also the other obstacles such as culture shock, homesickness, finding new friends, and having that competitive environment. In making such a big life decision, I suggest that you make this pros and cons list so that it can help you keep things in perspective into what it is that's important to you and what you want to do in your college life. So if you've decided that you wanted to transfer and that you want to get started on the transfer process right away, I suggest that you first check your eligibility to make sure that you're allowed to transfer. And most universities require that you must have taken 1 academic year in a degree program in another college or university. This is because some students, they might have taken like a 3 months or 6 months short course, and maybe the university has different rules for that. So in order to be eligible for transfer, you must have taken at least 1 academic year in a degree program in another university. So there's that, but there's also the requirement that you must not have taken more than half of your total credits in your current university. Let's say that you are in a 4-year program, right? So that's around like 120 credits or so. So the universities require that you must not have taken more than 60 credits in your current university. In terms of the transfer period, usually it's the same as the applying directly for the fall semester. So the ideal time window is at the end of freshman year. but most colleges actually accept students in the winter term as well. So you can apply for these colleges, April, May for the fall term, and maybe in November, December for the winter term. At least that's how it works for Corpus Christi College. Most colleges have a more lenient transfer or application process compared to universities, since they're much smaller than universities. At least that's how it went in my case, because part of the reason why I actually applied for Corpus Christi in the first place is because UBC's application deadline was done already, so I couldn't apply for it. So I applied to Corpus Christi College since their application deadline was like in August or September, if I remember correctly. And the next thing you have to be concerned about is whether your credits are transferable or not. I suggest that you consult with your current university in how they transfer their credits, as well as consult them on how you are to be cleared from your current university, so that you don't leave any loose ends hanging around. In terms of transferring to a different university and a different faculty, you will most likely have to start from scratch, since most of your credits will not be transferable, since it's a completely different faculty with completely different classes. In that kind of situation, you have to consult with your student advisors in your current university as well as the new university. Make use of their expertise in order to help you with your situation. For the transfer process, there's going to be a lot of documents. You have to be organized with it so that you don't leave anything out and that you don't miss any kind of documents or deadline. And after you've checked your eligibility and credibility, you can start with planning on what kind of school you want. Visit their website, find out which school suits you best, what kind of student life, what kind of program you want. You can look at the school-specific deadlines and requirements in these websites, and also contact a current student and ask questions. Don't be shy, because most of your upperclassmen, they've gone through what you're going through right now, so they know what it's like and they will be more than willing to help you out. And contact the university's admissions office as well, and student advisors if possible. Usually they have their contact numbers or contact info in the university's websites. Make use of these resources, make use of their expertise. They will be, willing to help you, and with their expertise, they've encountered a lot of different students, so they know what to do in different kinds of situations. Aside from the research process, the documents that you need to check are also, it's kind of a lot. So you have to check with your high school transcripts, current university's transcripts, clearance forms for your current university, supplementary essays, additional requirements like for specific programs like portfolios, projects, stuff like that, standardized tests, so SATs, TOEFL, IELTS for that, English requirement, references, recommendation letters, and the documents for student visas for non-citizens. I suggest that you start with your student visa early, like very, very early, because it is a long process and it does have a lot of documents. As long as you do things step by step, you can do it. It's going to be worth it in the end. For the high school transcripts and the current university transcripts, I suggest that you take more than one copy, like around 3, 4, maybe 5, depending on how many schools that you want to apply to. After all of those technicalities, I want to focus on the big questions. The difference between applying directly and applying for transfer is that, applying directly, you just have to worry about high school transcripts. You don't need to worry about credit and, the transferability of the credits. And you also get personal assistance from the high school guidance counselors and from your administration. If you're applying directly and you get accepted, you can adjust with other freshmen. As for applying for transfer, there's more transcripts, there's more documents, there's more things that you need to consider, and you also have to properly pull out from your current university. And there's also a process for that. So, in terms of the transcript, since it's a college or a university, you kind of have to be more independent with it. So you won't get like personal assistance as compared to like high school. With that, when you get accepted as a transfer, it might be hard to adjust since everyone else is already like a sophomore and they've already established their connections and everything. Keep in mind that you'll be adjusting with other transferees, so you won't be alone. And there's also the fact that you have to leave your newfound college friends in your current university, which is also hard to do. Given all of that, you really have to ask yourself, like, what do you prioritize? What is your future goal? Do you think it will all be worth it? Because ultimately it depends on you as a person, what you want to do. Don't dwell on what you have lost. Think about what you can possibly gain. So to me, I don't think that my 1 year or my freshman year in Ateneo was a waste, because I was able to learn, I was able to grow, I was able to meet different kinds of people and know what college life was like firsthand. That helped me adjust to my first year of Corpus here. Since I already experienced freshman year, and I had to experience freshman year again in Corpus. I already knew what to do because I already experienced everything. That first year in Ateneo helped me mature more. It helped me get out of my shell. I would say that my freshman year in Corpus helped me transition into life in Canada and in Corpus as compared to if I were to apply directly here. So there's also that to consider. Ateneo was a good transition period to help me adjust to life in Canada. With that whole summary of everything, assess your situation, carefully think about what kind of situation you're dealing with so that you can plan out your course of action and research and plan your transfer. This is probably the longest part of your whole journey. You have to study a lot of the different kinds of transfer process of different universities and what kind of things you have to do. Next, you have to collect your necessary documents, like just your transcript, so that you can apply for transfer, and then you can collect the rest of the additional documents. After the research process, everything else kind of falls into place. You basically just have to apply and then wait for the rest of your documents to come. And then lastly, after getting all of your additional documents, you have to properly pull out from your current universities. You won't have extra fees or anything like that. With that, I thank you all for joining me in this short video. I wish all of you good luck in transferring. I hope that you all have a nice day. Thank you.